Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Churchill Downs here on Sunday. It is October the 30th, 2016. Gonna look at the stakes races on today's program from Churchill. It's opening day of the fall meet. I really love this fall meet from Churchill. It's probably my favorite meet from this whole year from Churchill, I guess, because you have some very nice races, especially that Thanksgiving weekend and week with the Fall City, the Clark Handicap, the Kentucky Juvenile. It's always some very good races. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections from racetracks around the world. Races, I'll be looking at all the stakes races, races 4, 8, 9, 4, 8, and 9. So let's get on to it. Starting off with race number 4 from Churchill, which is the fourth running of the Rags to Riches Stakes. Purse $80,000. It's for 2-year-old fillies. We have a field of 8 horses traveling the distance of ground of a mile. 1 mile. My top selection in this one will go to the 3 horse. If we can ever get this page to load, and not to freeze up, but technology, isn't it great? Man went to the moon. Man is trying to go to Mars, but I cannot get my iPad to load. It's technology, ain't it something? But now we have it loaded, and my top selection of this one will go to the 3 horse China Grove. Gonna do a superfecta 3-1-6-2, number 3 China Grove. 9-2 here with Julian Leperoux for Ben Colebrook. Last time out, Keelan, 6.5 furlongs, October the 9th, in a lounge race for 60,000. This horse finished second by 1.5 lengths that day. He was far back early that day. He closed up a little bit, but I think he should do well today with this one-turn mile. I kind of think this horse is a one-turn kind of horse. Start before Kentucky down 7 furlongs, September the 3rd, in Kentucky Juvenile Philly Stakes. Horse finished 8th by 6 3/4 lengths. That's a demanding turf course. This horse didn't handle it that day. It just wasn't this horse's day to win, I guess. I really like betting horses that don't do well over the Kentucky Downs turf course. I like to bet them back next start out. She did finish second, but I think second off, this horse should really do incredibly well. She's back on dirt today, which I think this horse's better distance is dirt. Start before that, this horse ran the Bolton Landing Stakes, Saratoga Basic Overnight Stakes at 5.5 furlongs on the inner turf. This horse are on the outer turf course, the Mellon. Horse finished 4th by 8 lengths. Really, just didn't really get a good ground of it. This horse has already started locally at Churchill and did debutante back in July. This horse finished 8th by 13.5 lengths. Outside post position really didn't do anything. It just wasn't her day to win. I'm going to go with this horse here as a top selection. So to recap my bets for the 4th race from Churchill Downs, it's the 4th Rags to Riches Stakes. Going to go with the 3 horse. Going to do a superfecta 3-1-6-2, 3-1-6-2. To race number 8 now from Churchill, which is the 4th running of the Street Sense Stakes, purse $80,000 for 2-year-olds. Field of 10 horses tackling the mile distance. 1 mile. My top selection in this one will go to the 8 horse. Number 8, Silent Decree. Gonna go 8-5-4-6. 8-5-4-6 here in the Super. Number 8, Silent Decree, 10-1. Jose Valdivia Jr. on this Patrick Byrne trained horse out of Bodemeister. Bodemeister almost won the 2012 Kentucky Derby. Got beat by a horse by the name of I'll Have Another, I believe. I think that was him. But this horse last time out October the 1st at Churchill Downs in a wet fast going mile 16th and maiden special weight for 43,000. He won by half length. He stalked a lead and and then he got the lead. But really, this horse should have won by a little bit more. It really hung in the stretch. It wasn't his best start. He's running back to one turn today, which I always thought the Bodemeister was. He's kind of a one turn horse. I think his son here should really like the one turn also. Start before at Churchill Downs, muddy racetrack, but not sealed that day. 1 mile September the 17th and maiden special weight 42,000. Horse finished 3rd by length that day. He was stalking the lead. Was a little bit wide, and again this horse had the lead in the stretch, but really just started hanging. Really did not do well. And then Arlington 5.5 furlongs, August 21st, main special weight for 25,000. His horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths. He set the pace early on, and then he got second by because there was a closing up that took over the lead. But I think this horse should have a good start here today. 10 to 1. I'm going to take my chances on this horse's stakes debut today. So to recap my bets for race number 8 from Churchill Downs to 4th Street Sense Stakes. I'm going to go with the 8 horse Silent Decree. I'm going to go 8-5-4-6, 8-5-4-6. To race number 9 from Churchill Downs, it's the first running of the Spendthrift Farm Stallion Stakes. Purse $300,000 for 2-year-old sired by any Spendthrift-owned stallion that stood in Spendthrift Farm in Kentucky or any other location, including Louisiana, Maryland, New York, or Canada from 2013 to the present day. So that's a weird condition. We have 14 horses in this race, so it's a very popular race. Traveling 7 furlongs. Excuse me, 7 furlongs. And in this one, my top selection will go to the 5 horse, number 5, who is South Sea. Going to go 5-12-6-1. 5-12-6-1. Number 5, South Sea, owned by Jedmont Farms, trained by Bill Mont, ridden by Joel Rosario. This horse is coming in from New York to run. He's making his stakes debut today, but last time out at Belmont, 6 furlongs on October the 8th, in a main special weight for 75,000. Source broke his main by length. It was a little bit farther back early that day, 4 lengths off the lead going into the far turn, but really had it was moving on the far turn and really, had a very nice clear victory in the stretch. I really like this horse's chances here going to 7 furlongs, especially here. Great post position also. I think this horse should really do wonders with this race. Start before September 3rd, Saratoga, 7 furlongs and main special rate for 83,000. Horse finished 5th by 5.5 lengths. They switched his tactics that day. He set the pace early on and really just weak. It wasn't his best of runs. I think this horse's better running style was from behind and closing or setting off the pace. Setting the pace is not the horse's best ideal run. And then Saratoga, 5.5 furlongs, July 23rd, main special weight for 83,000. This horse finished 4th by 2 3/4 lengths at 20 to 1. 5.5 furlongs, a little bit too short for this horse. It closed up a tiny bit, but it just wasn't this horse's day to win. I think this horse should have a good run here today. Has a workout October the 24th at Belmont Park on the training track. 4 furlongs of 49 flat breezing. The 16th best workout, 62. So to recap my bets for race number 9 from Churchill Downs, it's the Spendthrift Stallion Stakes. Gonna go with the 5 horse here. Gonna do a superfecta 5-12-6-1, 5-12-6-1. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.